okay? So let me show you how. Let's talk about the 6 things that you can do in your sales webinars to increase your profits, adding an additional 0 to your profits. Please realize that not only can these 6 steps apply to the traditional way of doing webinars, but also the new evolution of broadcast webinars with you in front of the camera. Remember, webinars are this interactive experience, and as such, as soon as someone, your attendee, comes into the webinar room, you want to create this buzz, okay? Create this experience almost before the show happens. And I kind of think about, when I was a kid, I went to the musical Cats. I don't know if you know this musical, but my dad took me to this musical, and before the show even started, all the cat characters, you know, the performers came out into the aisles and started walking around like cats and coming up and standing near us and got us kind of excited about the show. Kind of got, oh, wow, this is going to be interesting. And it created that interaction and expectation of what we were going to see. And your webinars and your online events really want to do the same exact thing. So some things that I would recommend you do when you're doing a webinar is this. As soon as people come into the webinar, welcome them. Say, hello, how are you? Welcome to the event. Let me know where you're from in the world. Let them know that this is going to be an amazing event, that they need to close their distractions, okay? Turn off social media, things like that. You know, close the door. Get a pen and paper handy because this is going to be awesome. These are things you want to do just to build up that buzz, okay? So here's what I might say to build the buzz and expectation and anticipation at the start of an event. I'll say something like this. By the end of this webinar, you will learn how you can use this 3-part system to start selling your product or services successfully to a hungry audience within 48 hours. So the length of time for the buzz, by the way, should be about 5 to 10 minutes, okay? I want you to write that down. 5 to 10 minutes should be where the buzz falls into the event. So number 2 of the 6 steps is getting personal. This is where you want to start to talk about your story, your personal struggle, and how it relates to this event and webinar. You see, part of selling is connecting on a heart level to your audience. And this is exactly what your story does. Now, oftentimes, people think just to breeze right through this part of it, but honestly, I want you to start thinking about taking your time. Yes, you might get pressure from some attendees asking you to get to the good stuff in the event, but don't give in to that pressure, because those people are not ever going to buy from you. All they want is your content. While the people that will buy from you are the ones that connect with you on a personal level and want to hear your story. For instance, my story is how I went from a broke actor to a failed mortgage broker to creating a successful 6-figure online business built around my terms, passions, and goals through the power of online webinars and events. Okay, so this is how they get to know you more. All right, the second part of this, the second part of getting personal, is to show social proof. Okay, this is all about why. It's very important, why someone should be listening to you, why you are the expert. And here's where you're going to have to start highlighting yourself and where you are now. For instance, if you have any publications or awards or interviews from top bloggers or radio stations or any PR that really makes you look good to the audience. And I know this can sometimes feel uncomfortable to highlight yourself. And normally, I would say less is more when you're talking about yourself. But remember, this is the first time people are seeing you and getting to know you. So you want to legitimize yourself as much as possible. Okay, so this whole getting personal with your audience thing takes about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, think about that. Devoting 10 to 15 minutes to telling your story and sharing why you were the